Okay. Yeah. So it's a good day today. Um, Yesterday's levels for the Dow, like as usual, we'll begin with Dow. Um, it's been, I think it's the sixth session today, and consecutively every single day my analysis or expectations on this chart for Dow has been correct. But from now till the news, that is tomorrow, so these 2 days it's a bit difficult to anticipate or expect what would happen on chart. It could be a bit volatile. So for now I'll just continue from what I've like what I saw on the chart, what I expected from this chart until yesterday. So till yesterday we had a candle about this this point right here, and there was I mean I think it was around 20 sorry 34 170 ish, something like that. So from there to like the levels expected from this drop was about 33. Now I've not shifted this line. This is same as yesterday or the day before. I think I've plotted it 2 days back, 2 or 3 days back, on Friday I think. So from there the levels expected were 33 600 ish, and which got touched today, like yesterday night basically. Today morning it was already done. And one more point I added towards the end of yesterday's session was, even if we don't get a closing below this band being a support over here, but I still expect my targets to be touched, and then we could get a closing above here, which was expected to be done in 2 or 3 days, which happened in one day itself. Now beyond this line, the only analysis I can figure out right now is, if I get a closing in this zone, okay, then I'll have an analysis, or if I get a closing below this zone. Until either of that happens, it is actually a buy while keeping an SL of this point. Like what I do is, logically I watch Dow, and then I try to correlate it with our indexes. So right now what I can see is, see, when we closed, Dow was somewhere around here, 33 34 300 ish. It was a green candle. Okay, so we got a good closing as well, but then this was sort of expected. I expected a gap down today, right? The share in the group, but like now the way it's looking, it's a like right now the SGX is just a couple of points below. But if we get this closing tomorrow, there should be a small gap down. Okay, but overall expectation on Dow is, until and unless we get a closing in this blue region, it is actually a buy in our markets. Whatever the dip comes, it is actually, my expectation is, it is a buy in our markets with closing basis SL of Dow below this level, below 33,700. So as long as I don't get a closing here, right now, I mean, to me, Dow has entered into buy region. This is the buy region. This orange band has been coming along from since a very long time, and it has consolidated time and again. So even if this should be the last support, we're not into bearish zone as such. So this could act as a last support. I'm not. I mean, I don't have a reason to believe that Dow would come till 32, 32 to 33 this level, right? So as of now, also one more thing, on weekly basis, if we get a closing below on a weekly, right, that is on Friday, if we get a closing below 33 200 ish, then Dow enters into a divergence short zone. So below this, it is actually like sort of partial, like 60%, 60-40 is the ratio. So 60% confidence wise, it is a sell on rise chart for me, for the time basis, for the near-stable future. So I don't think we should see a closing here, unless we are going to enter a, like, it means a lot. It gives proper meanings, like what happens, like the chart, like the trend changes if we get a closing below this level. So as of now, I don't see reason to expect that. So until we get a closing below this first blue region, it is actually a buy on our markets. Whatever dip comes, it is buy on our markets with closing basis as well of Dow below this level. It's a weird logic, but so far it has worked well for me. That was for Dow. USD INR, I'm not numeric. There's no view as such right now. I'm not tracking it. This pattern, the same pattern, either a breakout or a breakdown, and then I'll generate a view. Bank Nifty, good closing, right? But it's a bearish Harami pattern so far on weekly. On daily, today was a good day. I was able to spot this fall, mentioned it live in the group before it happened. Was able to, I mean, there's an indicator which I follow. So I was able to, okay, it's changed for tomorrow now. So the targets for today was in the range of 36,600. So when that range touched, it was updated in the group that the targets for the fall are done. One thing I did not expect was such a speedy recovery. So that was a bit unexpected, but yet I was ready with like banking stocks. So some I could buy, some I had to leave for tomorrow. Now, the general logic for tomorrow is if we see a gap up, it's going to come down. If we see a gap down, it is going to come up relative to what we're seeing in Dow. So what happens on Dow, I just have to check in the morning. If it's a green candle anywhere, then it's a buy on dip for us as long as the closing is above this level, right? Hopefully, I'm actually hopeful that maybe it will come down, create a divergence, and then come up again. So we'll see a wick in the morning somewhere around here, but then tomorrow there's news, so anticipating would be foolish right now. I just stay away from index for one day. Like tomorrow, I won't touch index. I'll not carry something for day after tomorrow as well. Thursday morning, everything will be clear for us, and then we can figure out what the trend is. Today, sorry, I'll just rename this. Today being a good day, there are a lot of charts, a lot of reversals. It's a big list. So I've divided them in sections like always. These are the BTST counters, just something which you can buy. Now, another thing I would like to point out is don't consider this list as something which will like all of them will go, right? But whatever will go, maybe 4-5%, what has momentum to go that much should be on this list. Okay, logically, unless there's some news and there's an impact, apart from that, it should be on that list unless it's a bad company and I have avoided it. Usually, like one chart which I would like to point out is Amrut Anjan, which was taken on it was shared on Sunday as a weekly pick. Similar setup as BEML. The setup was explained. You can just go back and check the Sunday's live. Monday it gave a 3.5, like this high was 6%. It gave a 3.5% move closing basis. Today it gave another move of this high was I think 13% or something. So like closed about 8-10%. It's again there's high delivery, so even tomorrow it could go a bit. So overall, like again, this is not something which gapped up for 5% and then went 2%. Nothing like that. It gapped up, came down, so there was enough time for an entry, enough time for price action to be built, and then it went up. So anyone who had taken an entry or anyone who had seen this setup, this video, was able to, what should have been able to get an entry, a clear entry. Stop loss was like I was expecting one, like 10% move. It has already given 18% today itself, and it could still grow. Okay, and the chart is such that this is like sort of as long as Nifty sustains, this is just the beginning. There's fresh volume coming. Let's see how much we can get from this chart. Right, similar counters I've taken out today. The first one is IG Petrochemical. I'll just hide my levels, not required for this time. Good chart, about to break out, right? So there's a pattern and it is about to break out. Hopefully this happens tomorrow itself. So just like BEML, I would like to trade this below the breakout, through the breakout, and hopefully get a closing above here. So tracking quantity first. If closes, I'll add more, right? Hopefully for a good move. Targets I'm not sharing. If I get a breakout, I'll tomorrow I'll give you the targets for Amrit Anjan because it has already given the breakout. So I'll give you the 10 targets. For now, it is IGPL. There is no target. I'll just think about 1:2 SL below days low, right? Somewhere around here. Second chart is I'll just speed up a bit because there are a lot of counters today. This is still a building counter, like the chart is still developing, but hoping for a breakout above here. Again, same tracking quantity first, breakout, add more. and hopefully get a closing above. Deliveries are good. So the reason for choosing this is deliveries are way too good. So not exactly bullish on this chart, this company as such, but we'll get a, if we see a breakout here, we should get a move. We should get a follow through move. KEC, this was in yesterday's list, right? And today gave a move of about 3.5%. Again, had gapped up, gap down, sorry, gap down. There was this fresh volume, and today's delivery are more than yesterday's delivery, which got me interested in this counter. So tomorrow, same thing. If it sustains above this level, it is a fresh buy. So tracking quantity first, breakout, and closing. This will again go. So which is why I've taken it for today as well. If I mean, I'm not holding it. I could not buy it today. So if like I'll look to buy it tomorrow just for a new trade, a fresh trade. Um, Excelia, it's a good company as such. Good IT, yeah, it's a IT counter, and it has been forming a range. So that got me interested. And today's volume plus the delivery. So hopefully, like it is still a building counter that is still building. So if there's a breakout here, that will be interesting. And like volume wise, the volume had dried up for some years, right? I'm not sure if you're seeing this. It is active. I cannot hide this earnings and this uh, small boxes. So there was volume here, then it dried for some couple of years, and again someone is picking volume, someone is picking entries here. It's not rallied much as of now. So hopefully, if this breakout happens, if this range breaks, we should see a target of at least this level, at least 1483. Still, I mean, there's no risk to reward setup here, but it's logically after a consolidation, it's a good chart, and the volume is always like if someone tracks VCP, volatility compression patterns, so they could actually check that the volume is always coming towards the buy side. So someone is slowly and steadily accumulating. One point will come when they cannot contain it, and that point will give a good move. So actually, it will be on my radar for at least 1 to 2 weeks. Apcotex industry, a good impulsive move came down for a correction, starting a fresh move, fresh volume, fresh delivery levels today. Could be a good trade, but I'll like this is not a trade to be taken right at open. So I'll wait for at least an hour. I want some consolidation about this level, some at least some consolidation, then a breakout. So I'll try to take it as an intraday trade rather than a daily time frame trade, but hoping to see higher levels here, and it has got good momentum. My indicators are way too bullish on this one. So if it really has to work out, this level will be reached this time. So third, and like the next counter is Asian Paints. Good impulse, again a small correction, fresh volume, fresh deliveries, same counter, stop loss below. If I see a pattern, now this has the low momentum as of now. My indicators is not much bullish on this. So if I mean I don't expect tomorrow to be a 2 or 3% move. So hardly 1 or 2%. But if it's a good pattern, then could be a good trade. Could be a good small trade. Uh, Pidilite, like these two always, Asian Paints and Pidilite, they both move together almost. Lately, Pidilite has been outperforming Asian Paints to some like to good extent. Good breakout, fresh volume, fresh delivery. Nice trade. If gaps up, only if gaps up, I'll be interested. If gaps down, I won't be looking at this counter tomorrow. Coforge, similar to Pidilite, almost similar pattern. PM Industries now, most of you would know that this gap up was because of Ola's news that PM is will be making some parts for them, right? But that sale got delayed, so the momentum got lost. People stopped talking about this. It corrected, and I think day before yesterday there was news that Ola completed 600 crore worth of sale. So again, fresh volume, like this has a reason to go up. That's all I'm saying. This has a reason to rise more. Fresh setup, fresh volume, fresh delivery. Slightly risky because not many people will be looking at this tomorrow. So participation will be less. stop loss over here, and if it breaks the high, I will look for a trade. Gold DM, similar to PM, a good impulse, a small correction, and about to give a fresh move. Stop loss below 862 around, and targets of the swing high. Now, these are some of the charts which are making an short-term investment kind of move. Some I'm holding, some my students are holding, some are there in my other portfolios, like for like some portfolios which I hold for some other people. They are being bought there. So these I've kept separately because I might have interest in them. Indian hotels. I'm not sure if we have talked about this chart before. It is breaking a level and almost, I mean, it has probably entered into blue sky zone. So all-time high, fresh volume, fresh interest, and then unlock theme. So this is a good investment grade counter right now. It has not moved much. There could be a possible, like the targets are too good. I'll share them later on. But so far, this was a cup and handle, and this was 190 was the target back then. So it will at least touch 190. Beyond that, I'll share when we get there. Um, Kaplan point, I've opened BSE chart because NSE has less data. This is being held by one of my students. Is I think 770 something is the average. So he's still holding it on a daily time frame. This is not a weekly chart. On a daily time frame, NSE chart is a bit better than this. Okay, on a daily time frame, there is some sort of, like yesterday there was volume and a good delivery as well. Today it stopped at the level, so as long as this low is not breached, I expect it to consolidate here. Okay, as this is the level of my expect, this is the range of my expectation. If it consolidates anywhere between, I'll look to add again for a target of at least 1,000, right? And then it creates a cup and handle. So it could, I mean, if I'm aiming for 1,000, if I get a good setup, then I'll look for a breach as well. If I get this breach, then the targets are much higher, right? So another chart which is building up short term, like it should take about at least 2 months with current like as long as Nifty holds. Third chart, investment grade, would be Indusland Bank. You'll have to go and check its deliveries. Too good, too good, too good, too. So what is happening here is it is creating a range, right? Sorry, it had created a range and then it gave a breakout with fresh volume and it's sustaining. So if we see a follow through beyond these levels, right? If we see a follow through and a fresh volume beyond this level, it sets the trend. So if we get a trend, it is an investment. I mean, as such, the bank is not bad. So this could be a good level for a 2 to 3 month perspective. Another similar chart is PVR, lagging behind. Okay, and sorry, let's clear the chart. Lagging behind these patterns. I've not opened the chart. Okay, so flag pattern and a breakout on weekly time frame. This is not a daily chart, on weekly time frame. So Friday closing above this level would be interesting, right? And unlock, I mean, right now I don't expect anything going against PVR as such. Yeah, the margins could be less, or maybe they'll have some problem with occupancies and all of that, but like nothing that could get like create a downtrend in PVR. So everything is good for the sector so far, in my view, is my opinion. Then the next chart is Indus Tower. Just a second. Similar chart, all three, IndusInd Bank, PVR, and Indus Tower. All of them are similar chart. Um, about to breach this level. Now, Bharti Mittal's comment plays a good role in like my view about this chart. He says that it's time for the total sector, total telecom sector. So if telecom goes bullish, this is a beneficiary for that. Like Indus Tower is a beneficiary for that sector. For that sector's betterment. So if anything good happens there, it will reflect here. Investment grade chart, if crosses 285 on a weekly basis, I'll start adding little by little quantity. Then the next chart is Minda Industries. Still in making, I'm not exactly like there's volume yet to come, but certain spikes. And then there was a person in my group who said that Airbags are getting compulsory for cars, and this is one of the beneficiaries of that news. The setup is similar to what we saw in Amrutanjan, right? One impulse, then a consolidation, and multiple touches, and then the breakout. So similar thing is happening here, Midnight Industries. One impulse, one consolidation, multiple touch, and now I'm waiting for a breakout. Again, this kind of setup usually has that the same similar kind of move as long as there are no negative news impacts. So tracking this counter like with an intent of getting a good ROI. Let's see. Stop loss would be a 700 level closing basis, and targets swing high for now. If there's a breakout, I'll extend the targets. Uh, some of the counters, which these are the three which I'm tracking with. There is some news flow here now. FCL, I'm not certain what is happening here. This counter is one of my portfolio's old stocks. I'm holding it from 19 level, somewhere around here, right? Already a multi-bagger for me. Um, a lot of my students are holding, a lot of my group members are holding, so like they might I have interest in this chart. But lately what I've understood is I think some funds bought here, then another good investor, I'm not sure what the name was, someone entered here around 60-70 range, right? After that volume diminished, and then now there's fresh volume, so this looks like some fund buying or something. I've not read reports about it, but this will reflect in the next after the quarterly results. If there's a shareholding pattern update, this will be shown there. Good chart, good company as such. Rounding bottom was there, and targets are open till 201. Okay, there's no setup, there's never a setup here because it is an irregular counter, highly illiquid. But if you can study a company, this would be a good bet. You can invest some time into it. Next is, now, this was on my list on the first session on Monday or Tuesday, whenever I did that. But I was not like, this is a lesson known company, and there was not much interest here. But then today, the way it has corrected, I'm tomorrow looking for a small entry. Like this won't be a, because it's a very small company, market cap is very less. So I'll look for a swing trade for a target of this level, right? Again, just like FCL, it's a very small company. So in case there is, if you have time, try to read about it. Fluorochem, there was some news. This is the last for the day. There was some news about it 2 days back about some anti-dumping duty, Gujarat Fluorochem. But what interests me right now is it has rallied quite a bit, right? Then consolidates in a triangular pattern, right? Creates a pattern, and this red, the day Nifty started correcting. This day there is a weird, like you can check the delivery on 17th September. It's quite high. So the news was on a day before, on 16th. The next day someone bought a heavy quantity, right? That is, I don't know if, I mean, I can't anticipate if it will breach or not, but if it drops, okay, not go up, it if it drops, right, around this range, then I will be interested in this chart, right, about this range. Then I'll be interested in this chart. This is what is happening in Loris. So to some extent, it is a similar chart. There was a pattern. There came a news around this 14th or 15th September. There was some delivery, good delivery, and then it dropped. Now, usually people's SL are in this range, right? But it's a good company, and there was some HIV related drugs for kids and all. So if I see it consolidating here, I'll look to add some quantity. I'm holding some right now. It's from lower levels, much lower level. So if I get range, similar chart as fluorochem. If it drops, then I'll be interested in this. That's it for the day. I'll, since I'm actually, the screen is in front of you, so you cannot see the list. I'll add it to the in the comments tomorrow, or maybe later tonight. Um, that's it for the day. No view on Dow or indexes, depends on how it opens in the morning. On that basis, I'll generate a view, post it in the group. If I have a view, I'll post it in the group. Otherwise, not touching indexes, and we'll be playing light on stocks until day after tomorrow. Thursday morning, everything will be clear. See you tomorrow.